In this video, I'm going to lift your mood, help you to sleep better, and in general, increase your happiness and well-being. Hi, my name's Christine L. Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women who are getting happy, living longer and growing younger. And yes, I have lots of loveliness for you in this video, so let's jump straight in. And we're going to jump in with an exercise that you may have heard of. Certainly you will have heard of it if you've been on this channel for any length of time. I'm going to ask you to do a positive psychology intervention. It's a fun little exercise, and it's one that I introduced way back when. I think it was one of the first ones I introduced when I first started the video. So if you were around then, this will be a reminder for you, because I think sometimes it's not about what we don't know, but it's about reminding ourselves of what we do know. So, and actually since then there's been a lot of research done on this little exercise. It's called the 3 Good Things. You may have heard of it whether you listen to this channel or not, because it's a very popular thing to do, and there's good reason for it, because multiple studies there are multiple studies that have been done since then as to its enduring effect in terms of increasing your happiness levels. So it's simply what I want you to do, and I want you to do this in bed before you go to sleep at night. So if you have a journal beside you and a pen on your bedside table, all the better, because it's best if you can do this exercise just before you snuggle down to go to sleep. All I want you to do is write about 3 good things that happened to you that day. They can be big, they can be small, they can be professional, they can be personal. Just write things that you think went well. Even if it was something like, well, not even if, because I don't cook, but if you cooked an amazing meal, which everybody enjoyed, then that's something that went well. It can be something like that, or it could be at a business meeting that went well for you or your company. It could be something like that. 3 good things that went well for you that day. Write about them, 1, 2, 3. But then I want you to, for each one, to analyse what actually went well. Why was it important to you? So for the meal, it was important to you because you fed your loved ones and they enjoyed it, and that made you feel good. And then the third part to that exercise is to ask yourself what your role was in the good thing to make it go well. So again, going back to the meal, it's obvious you cooked the meal. The business meeting, for example, could have gone well because of information and research that you presented. So 3 good things that went well, why they went well, and what your role was in them. Now, you don't have to write an essay. You can just use keywords if you like, just to write them down. But think about these things. Now then, why just before you go to bed? Because when do the gremlins tend to come out? The negative gremlins that keep us awake at night. Everything that we've talked about so far in the cognitive distortions, if you do any of them, they're magnified at night. What we want to do is to put you to sleep with pleasant, positive thoughts in your head. It really works, and this will help you to sleep better, give you a restful sleep, and you will wake up feeling better in the morning. This has been proven. Then what starts to happen, because you know you're going to be doing this at night time, you start to notice things. You start looking for the good. You start to look for things that you can write about in your diary at night. Now, why does it work? Well, it works because you pay attention. You start to pay attention to the things you don't usually see. They don't compute because we focus on the negative. And so we forget when things go well and remember when things go bad. So by doing this exercise, you're attending to the things that go well, which increase your positive emotions, all kinds of positive emotions, which is what we need to do. So that's the exercise in a nutshell. Now, I'll give you 3 good things that happened to me this week. First of all, work has started on the bathroom in my home. If you're new here, you won't know where I've only just been in the house I'm in now for not quite 12 months. and we've done an awful lot of work. And if you've been watching the home series, the Happy Home series, you will have noticed that came to an abrupt end for one or two reasons, but mainly because work stopped. Anyway, the good thing is work started on the bathroom. It's going to be a long process, but I can see it's happening now and it's coming together, and so that made me feel good. It makes me feel good because I know I'll be able to have a lovely, luxurious spa bathroom, and my role in it is that I help to design it, and of course we're paying for it. So that was one good thing. The second good thing is, as we speak, there is a new garden fence going up and there. So if you can hear thumping and banging whilst I'm speaking, that's what that is. That's made me feel good because it, from a design element, it's made a huge difference. It's making a huge difference to the garden already. And it's a solid fence, which I didn't have, which gives us privacy and all of those things. And it's a black fence. You'll see it at some point. My biggest role in it was choosing that colour black. So things like that. Now, the third thing, which fits in nicely with the three good things, is that we had Zoom dinner with one of our grandchildren. My eldest son lives a distance away from us. He has two boys aged about to be 4 and 7, and we don't get to see them very often. So we have date nights over Zoom with one at a time to get some individual special time with the grandchildren. So they have their dinner in their home, we have dinner in our home, we light candles, and we dress up and make it a real date night over Zoom. And it's just one of the most amazing things. Now, this is something that if anybody says anything to me about the three good things that I talked about way back when, is that they've started to do this particular thing and how brilliant it is. I suggested, and I do it, this is why I'm talking about it, that when you speak to your grandchildren, like for example in this case where we're having dinner, then I say to them, I'll say, tell me some good things that happened to you this week. What good things happened at school? And they sit to think about it like this, and then they start to tell me the good things. Now, because they know that when I speak to them, I always ask them this question, they start to look for things to tell Binky. That's what they call me. I'm not Grandma or Nanny, I'm Binky. Things to tell Binky that went good, that went well, which gets them into the habit of looking for the positive and the good things and not always focusing on the negative. It's brilliant. It works really well. This can also work with your relationship. You know, when you come home from work, or your partner comes home from work and they say things like, oh, you'll never believe what happened today. Such a body said this and somebody else did that, and oh, and then that happened and this happened and it was all that and all this, and you sit patiently listening to that, and once they've got those things off their chest, because you've got to let them do that, then it's an idea to say, did anything good happen? What happened? Anything well? Did anything go well today? Or tell me what went well today. And then their mood changes and they start to think about the things that went well. So that you end the work conversation not on a negative, but on things that went well. So it works in relationships too. And obviously with your children, you can do this with your adult children. It doesn't have to be with small children like grandchildren. You can ask them, tell me something that went good, something that went well, and involve them in that kind of conversation too. Around the dinner table, when you have family for dinner or friends for dinner, oh, tell me something good, tell us something good that happens. Because once again, when you gather with people, very often it's all about what's going wrong in the world, and that doesn't set a particularly good mood, does it? So over a dinner table, it's nice to talk about things that went well. So in that vein, what I want you to do is, well, I'll tell you what I want you to do. But first of all, I also want to tell you that on the 2nd of March, which is next Wednesday, it is my birthday. I'm going to be, as my sister calls it, 35 plus that. Yeah, it's going to be my birthday. And so what I thought I'd do this week before the actual event is a 3 good book giveaway, except that they're not good books, they're great books. I want to give you, I'm going to give someone, 2 of you in fact, these books. So all you have to do in order to win these books is be a subscriber to Happy Stuff and Fluff, but also to put in the comments box below 3 good things that happened to you this week. You don't have to do all sections of it, just put down 3 things that went well for you this week in the comments, be a subscriber, and then the winners will be randomly chosen, and then I will get these books winging away to you. The first one is this book by Rhonda, I'm going to call her Rhonda Rhimes. She's called Shonda Rhimes. And it's this book, which is called The Year of Yes, How to Dance It Out, Stand in the Sun and Be Your Own Person. Now, Shonda Rhimes was the creator of Grey's Anatomy and Scandal. Now, if you think about some of the lines if you've watched any one of those shows, you can imagine that she's written a book. It's going to be amazing. Let me just tell you what it's about, this Year of Yes. So, she calls herself as an introvert who hugs the walls at social events and experiences panic attacks before press interviews. There was a particular benefit to saying no because there was nothing new for her to fear. Interesting, given that she's one of the most powerful women in Hollywood. And then she says her sister muttered 6 little words to her that kind of changed her life. Her sister said to her, "You never say yes to anything." And so the Year of Yes project happened, where she decided she was going to say yes to everything. It's inspirational, it's funny, it's incredibly well written, and you will enjoy it. It will lift your mood. Okay, that's the first one. Now, the second one is this book. I've got it on Kindle, and it's called Women Over 50, A to Z. Now, this is written by Dayna Mason, who's a minister from Seattle. And it's delightful. It contains delightful, uplifting messages, and each message is designed to remind us magnificent women who have lived for more than 50 years that we are in the most powerful phase of our lives. And that's why I want you to read this. And then, of course, I couldn't do a book giveaway without giving this one by that amazing philosopher, Christine L. Conroy. I'm going to include my book in the giveaway, which is Stitch Your Own Silver Linings. What does it say about me in this book? Let's have a look what it says about me. Oh yes, it says, for 25 years, Christine L. Conroy designed furniture to improve the lifestyles of the clients of her family furniture company. And now she transforms her clients' lives by designing programs to help them increase their happiness and well-being. Her interest has always been in helping others to change their lives for better living. And yes, that still holds true today. So this is my story and how I came to be a coach. It's all about the Conroy women, who are my mother, my sister and my daughter. I tell their story too. I introduce them to you in this book. And as it also is a breakthrough guide to helping yourself to happiness no matter what, it's also quite uplifting too. So these are 3 books that are going to lift your mood, increase your general happiness and well-being. And if you do the 3 good things exercise before you go to bed, it's going to do all of those things and help you to sleep. All you have to do to stand a chance of winning these 3 books is to tell me 3 good things that have happened to you this week in the comments, and I'll give you the winners next week. How does that sound? Okay, good luck with that. I can't wait to hear what's gone well in your lives this week, and I'll speak to you soon. And until then, remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff, we're getting happy, living longer and growing younger. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.